Greetings, good people. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we're on episode 2 of SWV and Escape's reality show, or aka Candy's reality show. Here's the thing. Okay, hopefully you guys have watched the episode. If not, if you go to Bravo's page on YouTube, they actually have the full episodes for episode 1 and 2. I don't know how long they're going to be doing that, but that's a heads up for you guys if you have not been able to watch the show. Episode 2 is another good episode. Things got heated, okay? Tamika, she is still at her mother's house, and her mother are going back and forth. Her mother is calling her a liar. Tamika exposed, okay, that Latasha and Rocky stole her royalty checks. They stole over $30,000. The mother obviously got upset at the fact that Tamika brought that up on camera. She confirmed that in her confessional. And the mother wanted the cameras out of her house, okay? So all that prim and proper, well put together, facade that the mother put on went out the window because she got very nasty. Get those cameras out of my house. Turn those cameras off. Everything spills out onto the front lawn. Tamika, she is leaving. She wants no parts, okay? She said, "Mama, you know they stole my money. I was pregnant." Tamika goes on to say that the mother said, "You have no idea. You don't know what Latasha was going through." So the mother subtly confirmed that money was stolen, but then she tries to deny it. A disgrace. Here's my thing. Tamika, you need to take your sister and her husband to court. Point blank, period. Damn what Latasha is saying, and damn what your mother is saying regarding this situation. Obviously, a crime was committed against you, and you said that you have all the proof. If it's not too late, take your sister to court to get the money back. Point blank, period. Okay. And then after Tamika left, Latasha, she gets in her car and she acts like she's so hurt, and they leave. They part ways, and apparently Tamika's daughter didn't even know that this was a thing that her aunt stole from her mama. All the family secrets spilled over on the front lawn that day. I can only imagine what the neighbors were thinking. So then Tamika, she goes and meets up with Candy and Tiny. Now, this is supposed to be a meeting with all 4 of the ladies, but of course, Latasha is not present. So Tamika points out the fact that, hey, I figured she didn't show up because of what happened last night. So Tamika goes on to tell the ladies what happened. And why was Tiny laughing? That must have been some poor editing, because there's no way that Tamika is crying about her fractured relationship with her sister and her traumatic experience with her mother growing up, about her mother always being against her and taking Latasha's side, and then Tiny is laughing. That must be some bad editing. Anyway, so Tamika goes on to play a voicemail that her mother left her, a nasty voicemail. And the voicemail basically says that she's going to kick Tamika's tail if she hears her mentioning about this stealing of the money. That woman should be ashamed of herself at her big age that she is speaking like that. I'm not going to give the mother too much right now because I don't have anything nice to say whatsoever. I think that she is embarrassing, and it's a disgrace how she carries herself. And I can only imagine what it was like for Tamika growing up with a woman like that. Don't let the outward appearance fool you. She is a nasty woman. I can tell. Shifting gears to Rocky and Latasha. Yeah, I could have put a picture showing their face, but I don't want to see their faces, okay? So they're in the kitchen. They're home. They're in the kitchen. And they're, putting on this front like they're so confused about Tamika's accusations. So Latasha's telling Rocky about how his name came up. He wants to know how his name came up. They're both fake, and they're full of it. I can tell that they're both just so phony. Here's what I want to say. Latasha says that her sister is lying and her sister has a tendency to tell lies, etc. If Tamika is lying, then sue her for slander. Prove that she's not lying. So if she has a tendency to lie, then prove that you're telling the truth. This is stuff that can easily be proven. Rocky says the truth defends itself. One of those, when scammers, they talk like, I don't need to prove anything. The truth can defend itself. Now, in some cases, yes, that is true. But in this instance, this is something that can easily be proven as a truth or a lie. At one point, I wondered, if the Scott sisters came up with this story for the show, because Tamika says that she has the proof, but has she produced it? Is she just trying not to produce it to keep the peace? Like, this can all be proven. It's paperwork, right? There's a paper trail. Why can't we see the proof? I just want to see it. Anyway. Also, Tiny's mother was the one that told Tamika that she was entitled, all the girls were entitled to this specific type of royalty. I mean, can Tiny's mother confirm that the ladies were indeed entitled to this specific type of royalty payment? Did the other ladies get their royalty payments? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. All right, the next scene shows Taj. This was a very, very interesting scene. Taj and Tamika, they meet up, okay? This was a very, very interesting scene. So they're at the park, and Tamika reveals that the reason that she was so loyal to her sister was because she got approval and acceptance from her mother when she was taking up for her sister and having her back. And I said, damn, this is so sad. The fact that Tamika though recognizes why she was blindly loyal to her sister is huge, and it may lead, her a couple of steps closer to healing. So I'm hoping that she might have got some sort of counseling for this, because that's very self-aware of her. Because Taj was saying, we need to get to the bottom of why you feel like you have to be loyal to your sister. So she says, I know why. And she eloquently stated so. I can only imagine, like I said, what it was like growing up with a mother like that. And a lot of women, it's unfortunate, because you see, a woman like Latasha, the reason why Latasha is the way she is because of that mother. And I'll get into that a little bit later. Anyway, so the girls, they have a meeting at Tiny's house. Okay, one of 5 houses that Tiny has. Okay, so they meet up to discuss business. This is what is supposed to be discussed, right? So Tasha, she feels like Tamika owes her and their mother an apology, and she doesn't really want to be at the meeting, yet she showed up. Okay, she is so juvenile. It's so it's just exhausting. So the first topic is about management. Now, Candy, she says that she wants a person who all of the ladies can agree on. And it come to find out the current management company is someone closely associated with Tasha and her husband, Rocky. Okay, Tamika revealed that in her confessional. Now, I just feel like Latasha is childish, juvenile, whatever you want to call it, right? And she's very passive aggressive, and I would have voted her out a long time ago, right? The group does need Latasha, and Latasha knows this, which is why she acts like a jerk basically in the meetings. Okay, nobody is going to be able to sing her parts, and I'm sure contractually they can't replace her with someone else and go on tour. It just wouldn't work, because the fans are going to want to see all 4 of the original members. And this is the same way Coco behaved when SWV had their reality show years ago. You guys remember that? Coco wanted to sing gospel, and Lily and Taj were just kind of like, where does that leave us? We cannot go on tour without Coco. Coco is the lead singer, and Coco knows that. She knew that. So that's why she had this attitude, like she was like a Diana Ross, and like, the girls need me. Very juvenile. Good for reality TV, but juvenile nonetheless. Now, as far as this meeting is concerned, I can tell that Tiny and Candy, they give 0 Fs about Tasha and her attention-seeking behavior. They are smart enough to not engage in an argument with her or take the bait that would lead to a fight with Latasha. As far as Latasha is concerned, I think, just watching these 2 episodes, I think that Latasha is embarrassed. Hear me out, because I know some people are like, nope, she don't care. Nope, she don't care. I've seen the comments on social media. But hear me out. I think Latasha is embarrassed about how bad things are, and she does not know how to apologize and admit her wrongs. It's like she's in too deep. And that mother of hers, pacifies her nonsense, because she's benefiting in some way. I don't know if it's monetarily. I don't know. I don't know how she's benefiting, but that mama is benefiting in some shape, form, or fashion. And that's why she encourages Latasha to be a tyrant and to be ignorant. Okay. Now there was a scene where Candy was sitting in the Candy Factory in her studio, and the conversation was kind of like a Candy versus Latasha type of thing. Tasha and her husband, they just seem fake for the cameras. Okay. They're sitting down having this fake dinner, like they do this all the time. He's talking about how beautiful she looks. It just seemed forced. Like he is an actor. I can tell. Okay. Todd is sitting with Candy in the Candy Factory and other people, other producers or whatever. I just wish Todd would stay out of women's business. I don't disagree with Todd though. Todd does feel like Latasha is jealous of her. Latasha is talking about her album was supposed to come out and it didn't. But Candy's solo album came out and she's trying to insinuate that Candy had something to do with her album not coming out. Now, Candy clarified that on social media, on Twitter specifically, where she said that Candy said she was signed to Columbia. She herself was signed to Columbia, and Latasha was signed to So Def. So if her solo album didn't come out, she needs to ask Jermaine Dupri why her album didn't come out. I mean, at this point, does it even really matter? Anyway, shifting gears, Latasha, she meets with the record label in Tennessee, and of course Rocky is there with her. Now Motown Gospel is the label. They basically wanted to know why she's there. You know, what is she looking for? Why now? So Latasha is giving her pitch, which includes her saying it's time for her to speak her truth, blah blah blah. The record label man is asking how she plans to juggle a solo career and being a part of a group, totally unaware of Tasha and her husband's motives, right? Or maybe he was. So the record label man says, so they don't know that you're meeting with us. And Latasha says no. Now Rocky is sitting there looking and acting stupid, making stupid faces. He's twisting and turning in his chair as Tasha answers the questions. It's like he wanted to jump in and answer every question for Latasha. Like his body language was so annoying to me. Now they might have edited out him speaking, because to me, I said this in the first review, he seems like the type that does not shut up. He seems like he always has to be the center of attention. He always got to talk. He thinks that he's so funny and charismatic. He's very annoying. Rocky then says he did not know that they didn't know. He said, I thought you told them. He's such a clown. Even if that's true, why would you say that? Why would you throw your wife under the bus and make her look even worse than she's already making herself look? They both made themselves look stupid. Like he could have turned that around and had been professional instead of like a slickster. Oh, I didn't know you didn't tell them. I thought you told them. Do you realize how that makes you guys? It doesn't look like you guys are on the same page. Anyway, when the record label man asked Tasha, if she's intentionally not telling her group mates, and she replied, I like to pray and get it done. And I just shook my head. Serves her right, though. She made herself look dumb. She and her husband look like amateurs as it pertains to business. There's rumors of him being a shady businessman anyway, and there's also a couple of other rumors circulating, but I guess we'll save that for another episode, all right? Now, the label people, they pretty much bypassed the nonsense, and the guy, he asked her to sing, and she did, and they were excited, okay? Rocky, he's grinning like a kid in a candy store, and the last question that the label man asked was, what does this mean for Escape? And Latasha says, I don't know. Now, that man wants to make sure, in my opinion, that man probably wants to make sure contractually that their label gets all the money that will be made from whatever project Latasha is going to be putting out, right? This is a business. And I think the major concern is the paperwork and any conflict of issue clauses or anything like that. I think that's why he was asking. But we shall see, okay? So that's where the episode ended. I do think that that Tamika needs to take her sister to court. Damn all of that. I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, my sister. Oh, you changed. People are people. Yes, that is your sister. I get all of that. But she's a human being, and she's married to another human being who may be a crook, okay? But Tamika, I don't know what you want us to do, sis. Yes, this is very scandalous, and it appears that nothing is going to come of this this show, because I don't think Latasha is not going on tour with them. And after this show, I don't think people are going to care if Latasha is present or not. So if that was the objective, then mission accomplished, Candy. You want people to see how Latasha really is and that she's the problem? Let her air all of this stuff out. Then you three go on tour and everybody will support you. Now, as far as how much support Latasha is going to get, we shall see. People on social media are already saying that they're not interested in supporting her or Rocky. So I don't know. Great second episode. Unfortunate situations, right? I am happy for Tamika. I do want Tamika to prove her case, though. Stop talking about it. Well, I can't tell her to stop talking about it if you ain't gonna do nothing about it. Because what do you want us to do? What are the ladies of Escape supposed to do? You know, get with your business people, your business manager. And then also, she went onto her YouTube page, Tamika, and Tamika said that she was paying taxes on the money that her sister and her brother-in-law were stealing from her. Baby, I did that in a segment in a Hot Topics video. I'll probably clip that out and make that a separate video for those of you who didn't get an opportunity to see it. I shared my thoughts on that. All right, y'all, that's all I got. Ain't got no more. I'll see you for episode 3 next week. Until next time, peace.